2 days ago, I asked you guys which video you want to see next, and 49% of you wanted a video on why Smoke is bad in ranked and OP in Pro League. So here it is.
I love them, obviously.
So with that being said, let's get into the video. Guys, am I the only one that notices that Smoke is consistently one of the worst defenders every single season when it comes to the win delta charts that Ubisoft releases every season? His pick rate is good, but like every single season, he ranks just as bad as Tachanka, Castle, and Clash most of the time. I looked up like 6 different win delta charts for the most current and the previous seasons, and I couldn't even find one where he performed well in. He's generally at like a -2 or even lower sometimes. So I have to ask myself, why is this happening? Because it's pretty much well known throughout the community, especially at like the higher ranks, that Smoke is an S tier operator and literally one of the best defenders. But statistically, that is not the case, like at all. Another thing I wanted to bring up about these charts is that the stats are pulled from plat and diamond players on PC. So you would think that an operator that has a high skill curve that when used correctly and strategically would dominate. Let's first start off with Smoke's kit. He's got arguably one of the best shotguns in the game, comboed with the god tier SMG-11 secondary. He has a deployable shield, which is probably the best defender secondary gadget right now, and an entry denial primary gadget that gets stronger and stronger the closer to the end of the round. Now, with all that being said, it sounds like Smoke should be winning non-stop with such an amazing kit, but again, he isn't. Now, I would say that the shotgun SMG-11 combo does take some skill, and you are 100% correct. The SMG-11 needs to be mastered if you want to be even remotely proficient with it at all. But I feel like I'm at the point in my Siege career where the SMG-11 is kinda easy for me to use, and I'm a terrible plat player, so imagine what a diamond playing with it would do. So we got out of the way that his kit is not the reason he performs poorly every season. His kit is great, so it has to be something else. Let's talk about how Smoke is used to his full potential. Smoke is best played as an anchor or a lurker that is meant to hold down a specific part of the map or part of the objective. He gets stronger and stronger throughout the round due to the fact his 3 toxic babes can effectively deny entry into the site for approximately like 20 seconds. So theoretically, a Smoke can win a round single-handedly if the attackers are trying to funnel into one part of the site and Smoke has all 3 of his toxic babes left with 20 seconds left in the round. So that sounds pretty OP, right? Well, in ranked, not so much, but in Pro League, absolutely. You see, so many things have to go right for Smoke to be extremely effective late in the round. First of all, Smoke needs to stay alive for the whole round, which can be tough. That means the player playing Smoke can't peek any angles out of fear of getting taken out. He can't play aggressive at all and has to sit on site for like 3 minutes, giving callouts or holding tight angles behind his deployable shield. Now, for some players, that's not a fun way to play at all, and they may get bored and try to peek something and get killed. Another thing is that the team as a whole needs to do their job on delaying the attacking team and taking out as many attackers as possible before they reach the site. If like the 2 or 3 roamers fail to take any attackers out, or they don't waste as much time and the attackers start pushing on the site with like a minute and a half left in the round, it puts Smoke in such an awkward situation. He knows that he's most effective at the end of the round with his toxic babes, but at the same time, the attackers are going to push the site soon, so what do you do as that Smoke player? Do you start throwing them at the doorways or breach holes now? Well, now you don't have the entry and plant denial for at the end of the round where the attackers need to push it. Or do you risk keeping your toxic babes and holding them off with gunfights until it nears the end of the round? I don't know about you guys, but it always feels super weird for me when I start throwing out my gadgets as Smoke with like a minute and a half later in the round, because once your utility is all used up, all you are is you're just a 2 armor, 2 speed with a shotgun and a high skill tier secondary weapon. So I'm a low plat player and I still feel like the rounds don't normally take the whole 3 minutes to complete. Usually the rounds end with 2 minutes when either the attacking or defending team takes out all players from either side. Only when I'm in a well-coordinated 5-stack do I find myself having to push site with like 20 seconds left. I think the reason for that is strategy and coordination. That's why I feel like Smoke is so much more powerful in Pro League opposed to ranked. So I'm sure you all have heard that we're in a utility meta right now. Some of the pros have called Siege a utility simulator for a little while now. The reason being is that defense has so many things that the attackers have to deal with if they want any hope on getting into the site. I'm talking deployable shield, ADSs, Maestro Evil Eyes, bulletproof cameras, Womai discs, Goyo shields, and those are just like a few of them. I'm not even talking about all the trap operators. The list goes on. And with the high skill tier that pros play at, they use every little bit of utility to its full potential. It must be cleared out. Whereas in ranked, it's not a big deal. Like you can walk past a shield or leave the Evil Eye alone for a little bit because you won't get immediately punished for it. Whereas in Pro League, if you make a mistake like that or you don't have the correct gadgets to deal with that utility, you can be taken out so easily.
Throwing that out. Wait, full sin.
They're running out.
What?
Oh.
How did I not knife that fucking Clash?
That was funny, not gonna lie.
How did I not fucking knife her, dude? God damn. Now, why did I just rant about the utility meta right now? Well, clearing all of that utility takes so much time to do. So on top of droning out the map and dealing with all the roamers, by the time the attacking team is close enough to the site to possibly get a plant down, it's around 20 seconds left into the round. And which operator is an absolute beast with 20 seconds left? Smoke. I'm sure you heard of the 20-second meta in Pro League as well because of how long it takes the attack to get near the site. It's not uncommon to have like 30 seconds left in a round in Pro League and have every player on both teams alive because of how good they are at delaying time and staying alive. So I think that's the main reason why Smoke is much better in Pro League and kind of bad in ranked. The amount of coordination and skill for the pros makes Smoke just that much better. But let's be honest, a lot of ranked matches play out nothing like in Pro League. The coordination and strategy isn't nearly as complex for us in ranked. Again, the charts are pulled from plats and diamonds on PC, so I have to assume that Smoke is even worse the farther down in the ranks you go. I'd like to see the stats for him in like a low silver or a bronze lobby where the teamwork and strategy just isn't there. So I think it's safe to say that Smoke is only as good as the given situation that he's in. If he dies early in the round to an aggressive peak, then he's useless. If it's a minute left in the round and attack is about to push into sight, he's kinda meh because as soon as the smoke clears out, they still have a ton of time to execute a plant. Now, if it's nearing the end of the round and attack is funneling in through one area or DEFUSER is trying to go down to get a plan off, I wouldn't want any other operator more than I'd want a Smoke given in that situation. There's just so much that has to go right to make Smoke viable. Timing, teammates, utility, and positioning all matter so much for him. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Smoke is one of, if not, the hardest defender to play and master. Well, that's all I got for you. Now it's your turn to tell me something. Do you agree with what I had to say, or do you have another reason why Smoke isn't great in ranked? You can let me know by leaving a comment down below. Now, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jippy out!